Hey everybody. All right, last week before Thanksgiving break, there's a few really important things that we've got this week, and I want to let you know what's coming up after the break too. So as far as the assignments that you have to do this week, I posted the Chapter 10 and Chapter 11 lecture videos. Now, sorry, real quick, looking ahead, we've already had 3 exams. We've done, the first one was Chapters 1 through 5, the intro, all of the chemistry and background information all the way to tissues. Exam 2 was skin and the skeletal system. Exam 3 we just finished up was the muscles. So exam 4, we only have 4 lecture exams in this class, is all going to be on the nervous system. So if you look in the syllabus and it says chapters 10, 11, and 12, don't let that scare you too much because every single one of those chapters has to do with the nervous system. It honestly could be just like one really big chapter, but they split it up. So chapter 10 is on structure and like cellular parts of the nervous system. Chapter 11 is divisions of the nervous system, so we'll look at the parts of your brain and spinal cord and nerves. And then chapter 12, which we will do after Thanksgiving break, is on your senses. So it's going to deal with your eyes, nose, taste buds, ears, and things like that. That's all the nervous system, though. So your final is not comprehensive. It's not going to cover all of the stuff that we've talked about earlier in the semester. It's just going to be nervous system. So that's the good news. So when it says that you have 2 chapters worth of material to watch, I know that sounds like a lot, and it kind of is, but it's still just the nervous system. The other thing is I went ahead and gave you 2 this week on purpose because you have Thanksgiving break. Now, you don't have anything that's required over the break. I'll explain that in just a second. But since you do have an off week next week, I wanted to go ahead and give you both of those lectures. So that way, if you want to, if it works out better with your schedule, you can say, all right, I'm just going to look at Chapter 10 this week. And then next week, when I don't have any classes, I'll look at Chapter 11. Schedule that however you want to, but I'm going to go ahead and say this week I'm making both of those available. All right? You have your Learn Smart assignments are going to be available for Chapter 10 and 11 also. And those are, so you're going to have 3 Learn Smarts this time. I've made them shorter, so the number of questions is going to be the same. But 10, 11, and then you'll have a Learn Smart assignment for Chapter 12 too. Those are each 2 points apiece. So it's still 6 bonus points that you could get, but you've got 3 different assignments. So once you finish Chapter 10, feel free to go ahead and do that Learn Smart. And the same thing with Chapter 11, whenever you watch that. All right, those Learn Smart assignments are going to be due December 15th. I know that sounds like it's a ways off, but that is the final. That's the date of your final exam, or that's the second day when it's due. So just make sure that you do that before the due date. And then you have lab videos. I'm about to go record those as soon as I'm done with this. So just like we had lab videos for the head and shoulders and the arms, you're going to have a lab video for the torso, which is really, really short, and the leg. Now the leg reminds me of the arm. It's got like a similar number of muscles. The good news is your arm is really small compared to your leg, which is a much bigger part of your body. So it's not a bunch of tiny muscles all crammed in there together. They're pretty big muscles that are spread out a little bit more. So that's the good news. Watch that lab video, and then just like last time, you've got a PowerPoint with all of the labeled images that you're going to need to study for your last lab test. All right. There's also, remember I mentioned last time, there's a PowerPoint that has all of those muscles, and the answers are covered up. So when you watch it in presentation mode and you click, it's going to remove one of the covered up parts, and it'll tell you what the names of the muscles are. And then just definitely remember that you need to be working on action, origin, and insertion for all of these as well. So just like the last test, you will have several origin, insertion, and action questions. It's not just identifying the muscle. All right. You have your connect assignment for the muscles of the torso and the legs. I said you don't have anything due next week because it's Thanksgiving break. But what I did was I made the connect assignment, which normally I would make that due this week. I went ahead and pushed the due date back until the 29th. That way, if you wanted to spend next week really studying the muscles in that video, you can wait and you can do that connect assignment then. All right? So watch the lectures, do the Learn Smart assignments if you want to go ahead and get that knocked out. Watch the lab video for the muscles of the torso and the legs. And then your connect assignment, if you want to do it now. And listen, if it were me, I would go ahead and do that this week. Because that way you can actually just take a break during Thanksgiving. You don't have to worry about anything that's due. but I pushed the due date back until November 29th. So you can have until then if you need to. All right. Last thing, and this is probably maybe the most important, is that Friday, November 20th, so this week, this Friday, the 20th, is the last day to withdraw from any of your fall courses. So what I want everyone to do, since we just had a couple tests, it's going to take me, I'll probably be Monday, Tuesday at the latest to get that lab exam that you just took on Thursday and Friday, last Thursday and Friday. It'll take me until Tuesday at the latest to get those graded. But as soon as that grade is in, as soon as I've put that in the grade book, what I want you to do is look and see what your average is and ask yourself, is this grade acceptable? If you are failing, absolutely get in touch with me, okay? Like that's a for sure. But let's say you've got like a C and you know that to get into whatever program you're shooting for, you're probably going to need a B. If you have any questions about what is it going to take for you to bring your grade up to whatever you're shooting for, let me know early in the week, because Friday is the last day to withdraw. All right, so the way that works, now if you're doing great, a lot of students are doing really good. Just keep doing what you're doing. But if you are struggling, if your grade is lower than you need it to be, you have until Friday to drop the class or withdraw from the class. And it's basically like you didn't take it. It doesn't show up in your transcript. It doesn't affect your GPA. You just are withdrawn from the class. If you stay in the class after Friday, November 20th, then you don't have the option of withdrawing anymore, and whatever grade you end up with is your final grade for the course. All right? So just keep that in mind. A couple factors, and again, talk with me, but this is just something I want to tell everybody. The students that are still doing work in this class, most of you have been doing everything, but there's still a few people, you're taking tests, you're doing the Connect assignments, but you didn't do the lab kit assignments that we had earlier. That was 50 points that you got a 0 for. You have 2 more lab kit assignments that are due at the end of the semester, and that's going to be another 50 points. So if you haven't bought a lab kit, even though right off the bat before the semester started I told you you have to get a lab kit, that's required for this course, all of that. If you haven't bought a lab kit and you don't plan to, and this, at this point it's probably too late, and you're not going to do those other lab assignments, you can expect a 0 out of 50, which is really going to hurt your grade. All right? So that's something to keep in mind. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Also, and I'm being honest, just to be totally honest, there are way too many students that are still enrolled in this class, and you're doing an assignment every once in a while, that haven't taken the first exam. All right? We've had 3 lecture exams. We've had 4 lab exams. That's 500 points, and you haven't taken an exam. If that's you, if you have not taken the first exam in this class, it's obviously too late to bring your grade up, just because that's the majority of where the points come from. You can make up 1 exam, and I've tried to get in touch with you if you've missed 1 exam to let you know when the makeup date is. So again, let me know, but I just wanted to kind of broadcast that for everybody. If you happen to be watching this and you haven't taken a test, probably need to withdraw. Let me know if you have questions, but you've missed 7 tests at this point. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm trying to think. Oh, I mentioned the lab kits, the lab kit assignments. So the last 2 lab kit assignments you have are a brain dissection and an eyeball dissection. Next week is Thanksgiving break. I'm not going to give you any new assignments. That would be a great time to go ahead and do those. All right, that would be a really, really good time to go ahead and do those last lab kit assignments. That way you've got them out of the way. You don't have to worry about it. And then remember, you have a bonus lab if you would like to do that. It's on organic chemistry. You can get 25 bonus points. That can really, really, really help your grade if you'll do that. Okay, so that's like a bonus if you wanted to get ahead. You can do those assignments, and that would really help your grade at the end of the semester. Okay. All right, that was a long video. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll shut up now. But if you need anything, if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.